Good afternoon, Pensacola. I'm Najee Moy.
And I'm Shannon Hemmings, and this is Argo News.
The University of West Florida is preparing to make some big changes to the campus. Argo News reporter Christopher Thrasher tells us more about changes and how students will be impacted.
The University of West Florida will soon begin construction of a football field and basic facilities just behind me. Currently, that's where the intramural sports fields are.
Well, the intramural field is used by about 4,000 individuals a year that go through our program. So it gets about between 16 and 20,000 uses a year, depending on the various groups that are out there. As part of the master plan, the goal is to make room for the development at University Park, which includes resident halls, parking garage, football stadium, athletic training area, and with the idea that recreation would then move to the rec zone that's listed in the EMO master plan. Part of the University Park plan is to provide some green space to allow people to do pickup stuff, you know, ultimate frisbee, hang out with their friends, that kind of thing. You know, we also lose in this University Park development the disc golf course, the sand volleyball courts, you know, the tennis practice wall, the outdoor basketball courts. I mean, so there's a lot of things that people use for pickup play that will disappear because of the construction. The multi-purpose field project, which we've just opened bids for, which is behind Building 90 and close to Martin Hall. Those fields, the construction will begin this spring, and they should be ready to play by late August or September. So that gives us two fields that we could use. We'd like to complete our intramural fall schedule before they actually start moving earth.
The University of West Florida is moving in a new direction. Unfortunately, changes to the campus will take time to implement. Intramural sports activity will be diminished for some time. I'm Christopher Thrasher, reporting for Argo News.
Speaking of intramural sports, it might be the off-season for college football, but there was a slew of football games just this past weekend. Here is Bradley Letourneau with some more information for us.
Alpha Chi Omega is ready for some football. Are you?
The Kappa Z chapter of Alpha Chi Omega here at UWF chose domestic violence awareness as a philanthropy because that's the philanthropy of Alpha Chi Omega's National Foundation. Last year, we held our first annual flag football tournament to raise money for domestic violence awareness, and all that money is donated to the Faber House of Northwest Florida here in Pensacola. Since last year was our first annual tournament, it was really our first time testing out the waters and seeing how this type of event would go. And luckily this year we were able to pull it off again with even more teams and even more campus and Pensacola community participation. We had a total of 16 teams this year and raised over $2,200 with those teams. It was a great event, and a lot of on-campus organizations as well as just campus or community organizations got involved. So in preparation for the flag football tournament this year, we actually went to different vendors throughout the Pensacola community and got a lot of different donations from Publix and Zaxby's and just a lot of people in the Pensacola community volunteering. So in the spring semester, we hold our flag football tournament, and that's kind of the happy, upbeat side of domestic violence awareness. We really promote healthy relationships and celebrate healthy relationships in that sense. In the fall semester, you'll see our chapter holding our annual luminary ceremony and our luminary sales. And we'll also have our silent auction. And that's more of a somber, toned down event where we really honor the lives of those lost through domestic violence.
So if you're ready to start helping raise money for domestic violence awareness with Alpha Chi Omega, go to any of their spring semester events. My name is Bradley Letourneau, reporting for Argo News.
UWF Career Services provides students with many opportunities and resources to be successful during their years at UWF, as well as after graduation. Reporter Lauren Tenenbaum has more on how Career Services can help you with you and your future.
Have you heard about all of the amazing opportunities and services that UWF Career Services has to offer?
We help soon-to-be graduates find jobs within their fields by providing resources for them, how to write a resume and how to write a cover letter. We also provide interviewing tips and how to even present in front of employers and even helping them with their interviewing skills. right there is helping them gain an advantage that most students don't have on a university campus. The most rewarding aspect about my job is seeing a student start from freshman year when they are kind of unsure about their career choice and what they want to do, to finally seeing them their senior year deciding on what they want to do and graduating with their degree here at the university is the most rewarding aspect of my job. One success story that I can recall is a student came into my office and needed help writing a resume and a cover letter and even interviewing tips. And I was able to provide him our resources here at the university, and he was able to later on gain that internship, and he learned so much from it, and he came back and was able to tell his success story and what all that he learned from his internship process. Career Services provides for its students many events, whether it be from job fairs to career fairs, and recently we just did a reverse career fair, and it was where students were able to talk to employers one-on-one and have that connection, and being able to talk about their student organizations and how they're making a difference, not only within the community, but also here at the University of West Florida.
If it sounds like Career Services can help you with your future, please don't hesitate to make an appointment or stop by Building 19 and speak with one of their staff members. I'm Lauren Tannenbaum reporting for Argo News.
Speaking of the future, if you are looking for a new major, the Information Technology program is a great possibility. Reporter Rebecca Bartley has more.
Do you like helping people with their computer problems? Well, maybe the IT program here at UWF is for you.
I like helping people with their problems and stuff. That's basically what IT is. And I just like dealing with computers, fixing them and all that. And I was in high school, I was in Cisco. Basically, it's just like a networking class. I'm taking network fundamentals now. Like, the stuff I learned in high school is basically the same thing as what I'm learning now. So it's kind of correlates to that. It's kind of cool. My favorite class is an online class, internet programming. It's basically, HTML, any other internet language out there, like HTML, PHP. I did PHP like last week. They're all basically the same language, code or whatever, but they're different. They're the same, but they're different. They act the same, but it's different ways of going about processing that code and stuff like that. But yeah, I had made a web page for like the first week of the class, second week. It's a little pudunk web page and wasn't really all that special, But it's cool, I like doing that. The lab hours, like for the computer lab hours and stuff, they're open to like 8, that's pretty decent, cool. If I need help, I can just go there. Learning a lot towards my field it's kind of cool. Programming and stuff is hard though, you have to keep on doing it because it's like a language and stuff. So if you don't practice it, you don't know it.
You can find more information on the UWF website. I'm Rebecca Bartley, reporting for Argo News.
If technology isn't your thing, what about communications? Have you been looking for a new way to better your public speaking skills? UWF's communications department may have just the group for you that you need. Reporter Joanne Broxton has more on the story.
Many departments throughout UWF offer ways for their students to stay involved while still working within their major. For the communications department, one of those ways is through forensics.
Speech and debate is one of the oldest co-curricular activities. It's one of the oldest co-curricular activities on this campus. We've had a team since 1976, and primarily it involves competitive speech in 11 different categories of public speaking as well as debate. We work one-on-one with students, and then we also have, at our weekly meetings, we sort of draw out of a hat who's going to run their speeches. One of the things that happens is by the end of the semester, almost everybody knows everybody's speeches word for word. I think in terms of what you gain from it, as a student, one of the things I think students gain from this is obviously you get much more comfortable speaking in front of a room. And when you go into the workforce, the most common thing you see in job postings today is strong communication skills. And again, it's a matter of if you can stand in the front of a room and clearly communicate, be articulate, and know how to use space and how to read your audience, there's almost no industry where that's not going to be helpful. I think anybody can do this. I think most people, it's very common to have a fear of public speaking, and we don't expect people coming into the team to have, no fear of that they're going to be just excited to stand in front of people. I think it's just being tenacious, practicing, and being willing to put yourself out there and have a sense of humor about yourself. We are open to new members at all times. We're always looking for new students. Really, anytime somebody wants to just stop by, we have meetings every Tuesday at 3 this semester. But pretty much any time the doors are open, you can come in here and we will tell you about the different types of events and walk people through the process of getting ready for a competition.
If you're interested in joining forensics, just come by the UWF Communications Building, room 124, every Tuesdays at 3 p.m. I'm Joanne Broxson reporting for Argo News.
Have you ever felt like you wanted to help out those in need? A local teacher has decided to do just that. Here's reporter Corinne Williams with more.
Picking up your life and moving can be a scary thing, especially when English isn't the first language. But if it makes a difference in at least one person's life, it'll all be worth it.
We are going to Bethlehem, which is in the Holy Land, in the West Bank of Palestine, next to Israel. And we're going this coming July 2014. I decided to take the job. It was actually a very spiritual thing. It was something that I'd had in my heart for a long time, and I've always sort of felt drawn to that part of the world because I feel like I have gifts that can be used in that part of the world. I heard about this opportunity because my wife and I were on the internet last October, and we happened to be on a website that was featuring school positions available internationally. And we saw this, and my wife is originally from Palestine. She's a Palestinian, which means that her family is originally from that area. We are going to Bethlehem to teach at a small mission school. It's a tiny school that will be starting off this fall with grades K3 through first grade. And we'll be teaching in the English track to students who have Arabic as a first language, learning English as a second language. So we are hoping to go there and give them the opportunity to learn English as a second language, and specifically to learn in an American school environment, which we think will be useful for them. My family is coming with me, and my wife hopefully will be teaching at the school in a couple of years. Right now, because our youngest son is only about a year old, she'll be staying at home with him for a couple of years until he's old enough for the K3 program. But my son, Stephen Paul, will be enrolled in the school this coming fall, and Gada and I hopefully eventually will be teaching in tandem at the school. I think that the language barrier probably will be difficult for me in some ways, but not so bad in others. I mean, I've been married to an Arab for almost 18 years, and during that time I've learned a lot of Arabic. I mean, my Arabic is not great, but I think it's enough of a foundation where if I go to a place and attempt to learn it in a more formal fashion, that I'll be able to pick it up.
Making a difference doesn't have to be hard. It just has to start with you. I'm Corinne Williams reporting for Argo News.
Helping out those in need includes animals as well. And who doesn't love pets? Argo News reporter Savannah Taylor has an idea on where you can find your next furry friend.
Picking up your life and moving can be a
USA.
Have you ever thought about adopting an animal? What about fostering one? Here at the Pensacola Humane Society, you can do just that.
The Humane Society's been around since 1943 in Pensacola, so we've been serving this community for a very long time, over 70 years now. In the 1980s is when we went from kind of being animal control in the county shelter type place to being a no-kill shelter. And currently we're a 501c3 nonprofit shelter that our goal is just to help improve the lives of companion animals here in Pensacola. It's pretty simple to be a volunteer. We do require that you be 18 or older in order to work with the animals, just because, anytime you work with animals, there can be some dangers involved. You come in, you get a quick orientation, you learn about, where things are and how we do things, and then people come in, they volunteer at times that are convenient to them, or depending on what they do, there's a lot of different jobs volunteers can do here. Sometimes they'll kind of be on a schedule as well. Fosters, just like volunteers, we probably couldn't exist very well without them. They're real lifesavers for us. When we get animals that are too young to be in the shelter, or like too young if they're without mom, like sometimes we'll get kittens that, we don't know what happened to mom and they still need to be bottle fed or something like that. We'll put them into foster care because animals like that require round-the-clock care. The adoption process, we do ask questions, and it's a chance to kind of have a back and forth conversation between our adoption counselors and the person that wants to adopt, so that we try and match you with a pet that's going to be good for your lifestyle. And it's a chance for us to provide a little bit of education about how to be a good and responsible pet owner, and then they go home. We do events and promotions all year round to just try and get people excited about adopting, get the word out that we're here and we have animals that need permanent homes. A couple of the big ones that we have coming up are World Spay Day. We're going to celebrate that by encouraging people to get their pets spayed or neutered. And we currently have a free program for Escambia County residents to get their pets spayed and neutered.
So come on down to the Pensacola Humane Society and save a life today. I'm Savannah Taylor, reporting for Argo News.
Interested in applying for physical therapy school? UWF might have the program for you. Here's Jordan Grinnell with more on the story.
USF and UWF have teamed up to make a joint physical therapy program.
They were well aware of the quality of our students, and they also were they are also aware of the fact that we had a very strong science background in our educational process. So they were pretty excited about, partnering with us on that basis alone. Plus, there are a lot of clinical sites up here in the Panhandle, and that's extremely helpful for their program. The biggest benefit to us is the fact that we have a pathway into a DPT through UWF. There are 12 slots, up to 12 slots guaranteed for UWF graduates. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means we're going to have people lining up to come to UWF undergraduate programs to get into this program. Because, for example, this first round of admissions, there were 1,231 applicants for 48 slots. There were 21 applicants for our 12 slots. That's a heck of a ratio. My gosh, the competition is so reduced for our students, it's not even funny. So there's a big advantage to bringing in undergraduate students into our program.
The criteria for the USF program, the accredited program, is that they have to have the prerequisites, a minimum GPA in prerequisites, upper division, and overall of a 3.2. And but we tell students to be competitive. You really want to have about a 3.5. Our class mean was 3.7 this year. They have to have 20 observation hours, minimum 8, both inpatient, outpatient, and they have to have 2 letters of recommendation from physical therapist. There's no way that you can truly get a feel for the person that sits across from you in an interview in 15 or 30 minutes. That really what speaks to that student's capability is the track record, from their college years.
So don't break your back trying to get into just any physical therapy school. Check out the UWF USF DPT program. I'm Jordan Grinnell with Argo News.
Hey Najee, do you like to dance?
I sure do, but some think they have no rhythm. Some think they have 2 left feet. However, have you ever wanted to impress someone? Nellis News reporter Jenna Lamy has more on the story.
¿Te gusta bailar? Do you like to dance? Well, why not try something different?
So, hola, my name is Jose Figueroa. I am the president of Pura Sabrosura, the Salsa Club of UWF. The passion for dance has been in my family, and it's grown with me in a way. Where it goes, it goes beyond salsa and bachata. It goes like to ballroom and foxtrot and all these different styles of dancing. I love it all. It's just a form of expression that you can do without saying anything. So that's why I love it so much. We are a small group, but we have found venues where we can, promote. Like my shirt here, it's a great advertisement to promote Pura. We travel from Tallahassee to Gainesville to Orlando, like all around Florida, and just letting people know that, hey, UWF is here. Classes are from 7:30 to 8:30 Thursdays in the Green Studio in the gym. I, along with my officers, will be teaching the salsa moves. Doesn't matter how advanced or how beginner you are, you can come however you are. And what we do is that we always just break it down and, have everybody on the same page in a way. We also, one of my mottos that I introduced to the club, as president is salsa. The Pura Sabrosura team is my ohana, which is, basically, you know, derived from the Disney movie. But in a sense, we are family, you know, and that's one thing that I'm very proud of. We're there for each other. We study together, you know, we go to events together. And no matter what, there's no judgment. There isn't any, you know, you can come as you are and we'll accept you. So that's one thing. We're in Ohana. Ohana means family, so yeah.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Come to salsa and you'll be in heaven. I'm Jenna Lamy, reporting for Argo News.
That sure looks like fun, but if dance isn't your thing, reporter Naji Moy has the scoop.
Have you thought about taking a yoga class, but don't want to pull every muscle in your body?
I took yoga as a credit class, actually, my freshman year, and I didn't think it really impacted me at all, and it completely killed me. Like, it was so hard, worst thing I've ever done, and I wanted to perfect it. So I just kept at it, and I've been doing it ever since. Yeah, I'd never done yoga before. I never really thought about flexibility at all. So when I took this credit class, I met John Harding, and he just kind of put it in perspective for me. It was something new. It was an avenue of fitness I'd never really encountered. So it was really interesting. So when I got it, I just kind of went with it, and I never looked back. And that's when power yoga really appealed to me, because when I found the class, again, it knocked me down completely. I failed, and I had to conquer it and perfect it. And, so with regular yoga, it's a lot about movement and breath and syncing the two in very om. That's what people typically think of yoga. With my power yoga, anyone can do it. Flexibility is not a hindrance, but you have a higher expectation. I have a higher expectation of you. And it's a little more athletically oriented, endurance-based. So it's for any kind of person wanting to like better themselves and complement their already existing fitness regimen. It's just going to make you that much better in all areas of life. Any advice for someone who's starting out in yoga, regardless of any kind of type of yoga it is, just to be really self-aware, almost intrinsic. You have to be really aware of your body, how it feels, why it feels that way. Whether you're in the gym, coming to yoga, just doing yoga alone, really be aware of your body and itself and how you can make yourself better.
If you're interested in joining Megan McCoy's Power Yoga class, please just walk on into the Pediology Gym on Mondays and Wednesdays, 12 to 1. I'm Naji Moye, reporting for Argo News. And if yoga isn't your thing, there are other ways to get fit. And if you want to get fit in time for the Argo spring break, Argo News reporter Shannon Hemmings has more on how you can do it.
Are you ready to spruce up your workout and have fun?
Well, it all started when I started working out when I got to college. I never really went to the gym just to work out. I always got distracted. Either I knew someone or talked to someone I know, and I'd be talking to them the majority of my workout. Or I'd end up checking out some guy like working out instead of actually working out. And it wasn't until I found out about group fitness that I was like, oh, let me go check this out. So I did. And the classes were filled with energetic instructors, and they just were motivated to help you reach your fitness goals. So then I decided to become an instructor because I knew that would keep me working out. I teach a box fitness class on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 to 6:20. Basically use gloves in the class. I go over how to do a basic jab, cross, hook, and an uppercut. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I just went to a box fitness class. I did a little research on YouTube. So as professional as you can get with box fitness, that's what I did. And then I just do a couple circuits and combinations and a couple drills that I have the participants go through. And it increases their heart rate and get a little cardio in there and work out their arms. If you are having any problems with getting into the gym and remaining consistent, try a group fitness class, because one, you'll have an instructor that will always be there. We have Tuesday, Thursday class, Monday, Tuesday class, early classes, night classes, whatever that can fit into your schedule, you'll find something you'll like and will keep you coming back. So just check it out. And if you like it, I encourage you to become an instructor, because it's not that hard. You can teach the class that you like, and then it keeps you working out, and then you get paid on top of that.
If you want to lose weight, get fit, and be around amazing people, becoming a group fitness instructor and coming out to these amazing group fitness classes just might be a great idea. I'm Shannon Hemmings, reporting for Argo News.
You know what's scarier than getting fit by spring break? Zombies.
Ever wanted to be a zombie or be chased by one? You now can. Argo News reporter Max Naxati has more on the story.
Zombies have invaded Pensacola, and they want you to donate to charity.
I'd describe the Zombie Run as a charity event, because it definitely is. It's from Manna Food Bank. All of our donations are canned goods, non-perishable, go directly to Manna Food Pantry. It's a 5K run where survivors are chased by a horde of zombies that are done up in makeup by professional makeup artists. If you get tagged, you're out. If you're out, you're a zombie. Zombies can tag other players. It's fun. We're kind of mimicking the layout of other zombie runs that have been held across the country. Immediately, right off the bat, the thing that makes this difference, we have celebrity runners from The Walking Dead, including Jared Vunovich, who's a local. He's also in The Hunger Games, The Starving Games, and the movie 42 with Harrison Ford. So already we're different. We use professional makeup artists, people that are paid to do it, that have done it before, that are experienced in prosthetics and things like that. And we're hyping an event that's already bigger than this, which is Pensacon itself, which has a lot more Walking Dead guests and everything like that. We're separate because we do it for a passion, and it's not something that we're trying to make money off of. A lot of the other runs are for profit, we're not. We chose Manna because we have a couple of friends that work there. We know some colleagues that are involved with Manna, and they recommended that if we had a charity of choice, that it be Manna. So we just jumped on that immediately. We couldn't think of a better way, especially with all of the homeless and everything like that, and all that, this controversy surrounding that. We decided to feed people ourselves. I mean, honestly, this is not a typical run. You will be ducking, dodging, weaving, and you'll be running extra hard, because not only will you have to run forward, you might also have to double back to get away from zombies. It's different. It's a lot more challenging mentally and physically. It's more of an obstacle course than, say, a straight 5K run. I would bring water and a good attitude, especially if you're coming to it.
The Zombie Run promises to be a great time for humans and zombies alike while supporting a larger cause. I'm Max Natsity, reporting for Argo News.
If zombies aren't for you, how about shopping? Ever want to find an outfit no one else will have? Argo News reporter Amanda Diamond is here to tell you where to find it.
Most women love shopping, and they love to shop at boutiques. But what exactly is a boutique?
A boutique is a shop for women to come in and get current trends in their clothing, and we also carry children's clothing and accessories also. The price range varies. We do have a lot of things that are affordable, but we do have higher end pieces also that you can't find at the mall or at other chain stores. I got started in our boutique because me and my business partner Megan both worked retail with each other for about 6 or 7 years, and we decided one day that we wanted to do something on our own and start something fun and exciting and really give women a chance to have something that they can't find at the stores, at the mall, and really bring that uniqueness to a boutique. Boutiques usually have a customer clientele that is, young to, I'd say, about middle-aged women who are shopping for something unique and something that would make a great gift and kind of sets them apart from other things that people might be finding in the area. There are some boutiques who only carry one or the other, so we wanted to make our boutique stand apart and offer both women's and children's clothing and accessories. Boutiques do carry some clothing for men sometimes, but it's really hard to find clothing for little boys, and that's something that we wanted to bring to our boutique also. Our boutique is called La Di Da Events and Boutique. La Di Da is something that we came up with. We wanted it to represent something fun and whimsical and the clothing and represent our personalities also. So we wanted something light and fun. We receive new shipments weekly, about 2 to 4 times a week. So we are always getting new merchandise in.
You can get all sorts of things at a boutique. I'm Amanda Diamond with Argo News.
Well, now we know where to buy the clothes, but how are they made? Costumes are essential to any theater performance, but oftentimes overlooked. Argo News reporter Nicole Campbell takes us behind the scenes to learn more about this hidden art.
Great costumes can make for a great show, but who makes the costumes?
When I was little, my mom taught me how to sew because she's a seamstress, and I used to do theater as a kid, and eventually the two just came together, and I really love doing it. An average day would be me coming in and figuring out the day. I'm responsible for all of the student workers that come in, what they're building, and if it gets made on time or not. At UWF, we are currently getting ready for our new musical that opens up. It's Floyd Collins. and we are building 10 period dresses for the show. And outside of UWF, I work for the Pensacola Opera, and we are getting ready for Cinderella, which is the Cinderella story. And we have a lot of stuff for that show to make. So, the first part of the garment is the design. The designer comes up with the look. From there, we have to figure out what pattern to use, whether we have one made, we make it ourselves, or we go buy one and alter it to look like what he wants. From there, we pick out fabrics, and we cut them out, and we start sewing them together. We can only go so far, because then we want to try it on the actor or actress to make sure it fits, or it's doing what it's supposed to. And after that, we'll finish it out, add trim and buttons, and there's your garment. I spent a lot of time in Atlanta. I worked at the Atlanta Ballet and at the Atlanta Opera. I also spent time at the Center for the Puppetry Arts in Atlanta, and I got to work with the Jim Henson people and learn Muppet making. That was a lot of fun. One of the things I think that I have going for me is my experiences, because I've been lucky enough to have traveled the whole world. I studied abroad in Germany and in London, and I lived in the Southwest. I moved to the East to go to school, and I think I've been able to see a lot.
To see some of these amazing costumes for yourself, go out and see a play at the UWF Theater. I'm Nicole Campbell, reporting for Argo News.
You know what I love more than clothes? Cars.
If you own a Ford Mustang, you could be a member of this exciting club. Reporter Seth Patterson has more on this organization.
Listen to this pony purr.
I'm with the Shoal River Mustang Club of Northwest Florida and the Emerald Coast Regional Mustang Club. They're Mustang clubs, but we embrace all makes and models of Ford. If it's Ford powered, we're gonna like it. All the clubs generally are nonprofit organizations that at the end of the year, about 99% of our club dues go to charities that we support and are proud to fund. A lot of times we've done road rallies in the community. One was just here in Pensacola a few weeks ago. I drive mine in the Hot Rod Magazine Power Tour. Typically it's anywhere from 1,200 to 1,400 miles, and we've started in Florida, we've ended in Detroit, Michigan. It'll fluctuate from year to year. This coming year we'll start in Charlotte, North Carolina and end in Wisconsin, and I'm really looking forward to that. You get to see parts of the country that you've never seen. You get to track your cars at this year we'll start at Charlotte International Speedway. We'll visit some racetracks, drag strips along the way. I'm hoping to track my Mustang this year at Charlotte on the infield. Blue Thunder is my prized 2007 Ford Mustang GT. I'm building her to be the only 07 Shelby Mach 1 in the world. I'm basing it on the 69 Mach 1 that's inspired by the 428 Culbert Jet Big Block, which is traditionally a drag motor, but I'm building mine much as a SCCA style. I enjoy cornering and handling, so taking her up on Highway 129 in Tennessee, North Carolina, which is known as Tail of the Dragon, that's a road I'd love to drive on, but it's the kind of road that can kill you if you don't respect it. You can contact the Mustang Club of America to find out what's nearby. There actually is an office here in Pensacola, Florida.
So whether old or new, if you own a Mustang, take a look at the Mustang Club of America and see what events are coming up for this year's 50th anniversary of the Mustang. And that's the way the Mustangs drive. This is Seth Patterson reporting for Argo News.
But what's a great car without great radio? The growth of the internet in the past 20 years has changed how media industries operate. Reporter James Miles has more.
What's the future of radio?
The future of the radio industry, I mean, it's more of like an audio distribution industry. It's to continue developing tastes for listeners. It's to continue to provide information to listeners about what's going on in the communities, and its ability to dispense news using things like the internet, using like Facebook or Twitter or whatever means necessary to get information on a quick and local basis. The biggest thing that I'd change is that I'd want to keep the localism and the commitment to community high. That's one thing where radio is starting to falter because they're trying to serve such a wide audience, and you see that a lot of bigger conglomerate stations are beginning to falter because they can't maintain that localism that keeps people connected. But radio uses the internet and ad revenue for the internet to supplement it, because you're no longer just a radio station. You have your online stream. You also can run video ads. You can also do online video that doesn't necessarily require a high level of production that would be for like broadcast TV, but people go on and they want to watch their morning show, and they'll listen to it over the radio, or they'll watch the online stream, and that can be monetized.
Seems to me that radio is here to stay. I'm James Miles reporting for Argo News.
Do you not like beer? Maybe you've been drinking the wrong kind. Here to tell us more is Argo News reporter Graham Clark.
Do you know what people like to drink? Over the last few years, that may have changed.
A craft beer is say for instance, what most people know is Bud Light, Coors Light, Budweiser, those things. A microbrew or a craft brew is something along the lines, it's an outside, usually from a smaller company, which now recently, since craft beers have become so big, it's a homemade brew that has now become available to the outside. The craft brew industry definitely, throughout the past 5 years, has definitely done a dramatic increase all over America. I mean, you can go to downtown Atlanta, you got craft beer bars everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And that was the general idea behind Hop Jacks, was to bring craft brew knowledge to an area, for instance, say 5, 6, 7 years ago, when there wasn't that much around this area, and bring that to, everyone locally, household names. So usually, once someone finds their unique style or flavor in a craft beer, they usually go directly towards that, and they'll steer away from your normal domestic beers for sure. Myself, I have a lot of different styles and stuff of beer that I like. Right now, what I like, I do enjoy a good brown ale. I do like the nectar ales. My taste for beer is kind of all over the board for sure, and since working and being with Hop Jacks for approximately 6 years now, my beer knowledge has done nothing but expand.
Whether it's here at Hop Jacks or any bar in America, craft beer is the current trend. For Argo News, I'm Graham Clark. Cheers.
When you think of art, you might think of painting, drawing, or even sculpting. Argo News reporter Daniel Lynham has one that you might not have thought of.
What was once the marking of outlaws is now finding its place in society.
It went from being something that was considered to be debauchery and to be something that was the markings of outlaws and drunk sailors, to now it's mainstream and you post it on Pinterest and then you make a TV show about it. Every day is the first day of the rest of your life, and I think that tattooing embodies that spirit. It's kind of, in a weird way, it's kind of like taking control, like you're taking control of the rest of your life. It's empowering. When you get tattooed, it changes you, especially when you start getting big tattoos. A lot of shop owners, they didn't care about the quality of art, they cared about, the money. That's all. The baseline was just the money, and the money was controlling the industry. It's still controlling the industry. That's the reason why you drive around town, there's 45 tattoo shops, in the Ford County area, there's 450 licensed tattoo artists now, It's like they might as well put a tattoo in every Tom Thumb, it's gotten to be whatever, but it's one of those things that I feel like that if you maintain your integrity and just do the best you can possibly do, then you'll outshine all others, and that's what we try to do here.
As tattooing becomes more and more accepted, artists like famous Gabe Smith are leading the industry toward a more artistic focus. I'm Daniel Lynham reporting for Argo News.
Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Shannon Hemmings.
And I'm Najee Moy, and this has been Argo News.